to start now.
Go ahead. Take it away.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Welcome to O Perspective. As you know, those of you who have joined O Perspective will know that we just talk generally about OnPassive in here. So we'd like to welcome you all, just like Lynn has already welcomed you, and had a little bit introduce our speaker. Our speaker is Marty DeGarmo, and I think all of us are well aware of who he is. He doesn't need some introduction, but maybe just few thoughts about Marty. This is personal, Marty. I like to say how I have appreciated, all that you do, especially for OnPassive in general. But I am originally from Papua New Guinea, but I live in the Philippines. So you have really pushed David Bacau and the team in PNG to really grasp hold of OnPassive, and just amazing to see what is happening in PNG. And so I just want to say how I have appreciated you. And as Papua New Guineans, I think every Papua New Guineans will say that you are just part of them. It is part of a PNG culture. So we honor you and appreciate all that you do, especially for PNG and also for the rest of our OnPassive community or family at the business in general. And I also admire you for really standing up for OnPassive and also protecting Ash Mafare, our CEO. So you have my respect for all of that. You are a man of integrity and passion when it comes to, and you have this, this desire to help people when they're connected to OnPassive as well. So everybody, it was, when we had the first webinar we were trying to start, it was Marty who came and helped us. It was more of a opportunity presentation. However, that has been moved to Friday, so my daughter take that for guest webinars. We do that on Fridays, and on Monday it's a more of an open discussion with founders and new founders and old founders, and we bring in leaders from the Leadership Council to share with us their perspective going forward from here. So anyway, it's great to have Marty. Marty, the floor is yours, and we'd like to welcome you. Thank you very much. You can come in and.
Thank you, Peter. Thanks for everything that you've said. I've been in OnPassive since March 1st, 2019. I heard it just about like everybody else. I didn't see the videos of Ash Mafare like everyone else. I actually found out about OnPassive through Peter Rogers and Red Redfern, because I had knew them from before, other businesses we were in. And I was looking more for people I trusted. And I was online for, oh my gosh, 10, 12 hours a day. Like everyone else, there are a lot of people looking for a way to make an income. And a lot of you know my story, so I won't get into all the details, but I started off like everyone else. In 2004, I wound up on disability, and I said, I'm gonna find a way to make a little extra income. In fact, I wanted to make a lot of extra income if I could. But you find out, like everything else, there's a lot of hidden things online that you didn't know. And I found out really quickly that I didn't know very much at all. It sounded good, and everybody said, if you come on, you do this, you do that, you'll make money and you'll be happy and you can share it with other people. Well, it doesn't work that way. I wish it did. And I went from one business to the next, But while I was doing it, I thought, whatever success I get, my main thing was, what good is it if you can't share it with people you're bringing with you? And the first part of my journey of online business, I lost a lot of money, a lot of money. And if you've been online very long and you're not in OnPassive, you probably lost a lot of money too. As time went on, though, I forced myself to learn how to market. And then I met Mike Ellis, and a couple of years later, I met Dan Street, and we kind of formed what you know as OnPassive Nation. But before that, between the three of us, we did fairly well. The problem was, we get in a business and build a team and build a bigger team, and a little bit of success is showing. We were kind of happy, but I couldn't duplicate what I was doing. I couldn't hand it over to, say, someone else like Peter or Kevin or Lynn or David Penny or Willow, all of you. I couldn't hand it over. So we would make a system, and then I would make a mini system to try to bring people up to where we're at. And the only reason people weren't where we were had nothing to do with how smart they are. They're at a different part of the journey, and they don't know how to market either. And I wasn't going to go tell people to their face, your problem is your dream isn't big enough, you don't have a big enough why, all that crap. To me, it's crap. And it's humiliating to people that you're not successful because you don't care as much as I do. And it's just not true. The truth is, either the company is no good and does not do what they promise, or you have to have, you definitely have to learn how to drive traffic, no matter who you are. Unless the company drives it for you, and no company does that until now. OnPassive. Anyway, this story went on for a long time. And 2.5 years ago, I went to Mike and Dan and I said, look, I might be done with this. What do you mean? I said, we can't keep building these big teams. And I'm looking at people's eyes and going, I'm going to help you, knowing that it's a lie. I didn't want it to be a lie, but I couldn't. How many people could I help personally? 10, 15? That's not enough to make money online. It's not enough to succeed online. And even then, the 9 or 10 that you help, they're going to make peanuts. And with business online, you have to learn how to bring in people quicker than they quit. It's a crazy business. It's crazy the way it works. And I thought, man, it's got to be different than that. There's got to be a system or a business that is actually built for the people to make it bigger. Like they work with you, right? But that was fairyland, right? That's Walt Disney. I mean, I didn't think it existed. And then, like I said, I got a hold of Peter, and I don't believe anything happens by accident. So let me go there first. And I knocked on Peter's door, virtual door, internet, him and Peter Rogers. I said, what are you guys doing? And they said, it's called OnPassive. Meant nothing to me, didn't know. I might have saw or heard Ash, but nothing that, if you hear it at the wrong time, you're not listening, so you don't know. But I don't remember hearing any videos or nothing. And I asked very simple questions. I said, well, do you like it? Yes. Can anybody make money? Yes. Do you need these special skills? No. Is there a monthly payment? Monthly auto ship? No. They do everything for you. And I went, holy cow. So, well, now it sounds too good to be true, right? I mean, everybody you talk to, they tell you how good it's too good to be true. Now there's a million people that realize, no, it's not. Anyway, I signed up. So as you know, I don't give presentations because it would take me 4 hours and nobody would be there at the end. Hold on, I gotta mute this guy. Got it. Somebody's quicker than me.
I'll mute.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Marty. I take care of that part.
Okay. Yeah, it's a habit for me now. So I went back to Mike and Dan, and who the heck knows what I said, but it was enough for them to go, yeah, we'll do it. It's $97. So we got in, and Still didn't know who Asmafara was. And it was really important to me now, because I've done it so long, I want to know who the captain of the ship is. Because if I'm bringing people in like Roger Dunlao or Corinne or Peter or people I know here, let's say I was bringing you into my team, I feel responsible if I'm not in something that I know a lot about. And if you don't know the owner or the CEO or whoever is running it, you really can't find out what is this business about. All the businesses sound good, right? I mean, no matter what one you go to. So I went back to Peter and Red, and I said, I want to meet. I said, I want to meet Asmafara. And they kind of laughed. Good luck, go ahead. So I went back to them. I said, look, if this guy's who we think he is, if we make a big enough splash, he'll come to us. So all three of us worked as hard as we could to build a team really as quick as we could. And we started OnPassive Nation, and we worked with people, and we I always believe in the most powerful business is people. That has nothing to do with technology. I'm not putting down the technology. I'm not putting down the technology, but what builds it, why is OnPassive powerful? It's because of the same-minded and big-hearted people. So that's it. I mean, the other thing is fantastic, no doubt. But OnPassive is different. It's the only company I know that was built by average people, a million of them. It's not built by 3% gurus, which is so cool to me. Anyway, so we start building it. We got OnPassive Nation, and we're doing whatever it is we're doing. We didn't know what we were really saying. We would take bits and pieces, and I'd go to Mike and say, Mike, make a video. And he'd make one, and we'd discuss, is that okay? And I don't know. So he'd put it out, and people liked it. We didn't get in trouble, so we thought, maybe it's okay. And then one day I got a phone call about 4 months later. It's Ash. And he said, this is Asmafara. I am your friend. Now, you can't imitate Ash. Okay, so I knew it was him. And I go, well, hello. I've been waiting for this call. I don't know what you mean. So I told him the story. He said, oh, he laughed. And we talked for like an hour. And I started to get to know who he was. And at the end of it, I said, I'd like to set up a meeting with me, you, Mike, and Dan, if that's possible. Of course. So I got off the phone, and now my thought of this man has totally enhanced. Anybody that's talked to him, and a lot of you have heard him in whatever videos, I said, well, this guy, he's different. Okay, he's just different. He has the technology, he's super intelligent, and he's got a big heart, and he cares about people. That's a combination I haven't seen a lot of, okay? I've seen big-hearted people that are poor. I've seen big-hearted people that are neutral or whatever, but not somebody with the whole package. He is a unique individual. So I go back to Dan and Mike, and we make up a little thing where we're going to, how do I say it? Oh, we're going to interview him. Okay. Now, what happens when you have three average minds interview a genius? Everything gets twisted, right? So after we got in and we started talking to him on Skype, I think it was Skype, pretty quick, about 10 minutes in, you could feel the transfer of, no, I'm interviewing you guys, right? And you can't help it. You're going there because he's the smartest guy in the room. But I don't mind, because I actually am fascinated with people with a different mind. I think that's what I got along with Ash for, because he's not normal. My God, I know this is on record. I'm talking like he's some kind of crazy man. He's crazy good, okay? But I said, this guy isn't normal, which I love it, because I met about 5 people in my life kind of like him, but no one exactly like him. And I was like blown away. This is cool. We got off. Mike Ellis calls me right after. He goes, what the heck just happened? And I said, he's a pretty cool guy, huh? He goes, yeah, I've never heard anybody like him. Dan, same thing. And so we started really pushing hard, and months went by, and Ash would call me once in a while, and he'd call my wife's phone because I didn't have a cell phone. I'm going to try to tell my story quick. I'm sorry, but he would call my wife. My wife would say, "He's right here," and we would talk. And finally, he goes, he had said to me, in fact, he asked me, do you encourage people to come to the company meetings? And I said, absolutely not. And it got real quiet. He goes, what? I said, no. Why? Because I don't like them. Because I don't think you're free enough to say what you want to say. And there's too much negative. I'm not putting anybody down, but Ash needs to come in with his thought and say what he has to say. A lot of people bombard him with questions. And if you ever notice, people start hitting him with questions. His eyes are blinking because he's rebooting that computer that he calls the brain. He needs to have an open field to say what he wants. Then he'll get into questions. He loves the people and having fun. So me and my big mouth said that. A few months later, I'm on the leadership council. And I wasn't looking for that. I was busy with OnPassive Nation, but I saw it coming. And Mike goes, I think he's going to ask. I said, I do too. He did. So we get on the leadership. I said, what do you want me to do? I kind of like the culture in OnPassive Nation. Bring it everywhere. No, I mean, what do you want me to do on the webinar? He goes, just do what you do. Holy cow. I'm thinking, does he know what I do? You know, you guys see my lives. I'm like, maybe he doesn't know what he's talking about. But anyway, he did, and we fumbled around a little bit, but I got a grasp, and we had a lot of fun. And it's grown and got better, and I've learned more about Ash and how he works and how he thinks. But what really blew me away is like one time he called me, and I said to him, I said, can I ask you a question? He goes, yeah. What do you do? I mean, do you ever have any time off? Not very much, a few hours here and there. Okay, I'm going to ask you, what have you done the last few hours you had off? He said, it was yesterday. What'd you do? We went to the store and we bought food and water for the poor, and we gave it to him for 4 hours. Then I went back to work. That's what the guy did on his time off. And I knew then, oh God, this guy is, and he's truly that guy. So the company, yeah, it's great. The technology is untouchable, and I'll answer any questions. Do we have competition? Absolutely not. There's no competition. Are we going to be in some place we've never been before? Yes. If you're an OnPassive, it's going to create more millionaires than any company that ever exists. It'll be a multi-trillion-dollar company. It'll be known to everybody when you say it, just like you say Google. There's no doubt in my mind. We have no idea what's going on. And I got a crazy mind too, not like him, but I'm always thinking bigger and better and outside the box. And I've talked to him for hours. And at the end, he'd say, well, at least you know 10%. So that's how big it is. And he's constant. He's got a whole folder. I think Corinne knows. So open it up. And there's something all the way down the page. One page, next page, next page. And these are things we don't even know about. And when he says, I want to be 5-10 years ahead, he's doing that for us. Everything's for us. Everything's on his shoulders. It kind of bothers me because I don't think one man should take all that. That's why when people cry about simple little things, sometimes I'm not the best guy to go to. Because I work with Papua New Guinea who can do everything with nothing. And then I'll get some fat cat in the United States. I don't know how. I'm the wrong guy to talk to because I see the perspective. There's a lot of people working with nothing, and you're whining about you can't log in because you're a blockhead, put the wrong number at the end, you know? And we go on it for like 3 weeks. And I finally do it and I log in for them. I go, you had the wrong password. Oh, wow. What even, you know? So, but we got beautiful people. He did not want to be at $1 million on the state, but it's growing so fast. He has no control over it. He did write me last night because I wouldn't leave him alone. I wanted to know if he's okay. I just need an okay. And he wrote and he said, we're on the road. So everybody knows he's on the road. How he's going to do it, I don't know, but I think he wants to have a little vacation with his young boys and his wife, and if he's coming somewhere close, he'll give a call to somebody that's there and say, hey, I'm going to be here this day. They get together. It may not be hordes of people. Would he like to do that? Yeah, if Asmifara could, he'd have stadiums full of people in each state all around the world and have a party. I mean, that's who he is. He loves the people. But this one's kind of a vacation. He hasn't done anything but work for over 3 years, 7 days a week. But he did say he left, and he's doing well. I don't know what you wanted me to say, but I said almost everything. So if there's any questions, you can ask me. But when you don't give me bumper pull, I'm going to go crazy. Sorry, that's just who I am. But that's what I got for now.
So Marty, let me just, from where you started until now and going forward, how do you see OnPassive? And I heard you say this again and again, we are the luckiest people on the planet. Now, I like you to emphasize that so others who are, who are taking OnPassive lightly to really grasp that.
Oh my God. Here's the thing. Somebody told me, many people, and this is probably the funniest question to me. I don't mean to laugh, but they'll say, what do I do on my second month if I don't have my 3? I said, I think if you don't have your 3 on your second month, you're not an OnPassive. I mean, I don't know what else to tell them. I just can't imagine there being a problem. And when this freight train really gets in high gear, I want you to wrap your head around this number. 250,000 people a day joining. That's what we're going to say. And people go, whoa. And you think, holy cow, so that means in 4 days we'll have what we have total right now. That day's coming. So when you think about where we've been and our perspective of where we're going, it's mind-blowing. Absolutely. You can't, if you get 100 million people a year, that's 200,000 a week. It's a lot. It's mind-blowing amount of people that will be coming through here. And why? There'll be a reason to be an OnPassive. Another thing I want to tell people, oh, I can't build, I can't do this. When ONET opens up and they have a free version, and you say, Glenn's talking to Kevin in a talk on Facebook. Hey, did you see that new social media? Yeah, I did. You believe it? Yeah, there's over 1 million people there. People are nosy. People will jump into your conversation and say, what are you talking about? You give them a link to ONET, they are locked to you for life. And everybody, a really high percentage of people don't like Facebook. They're there because there's no place to go. Where else are they going to go? What's plan B? There isn't one. And why do the other social networks not work? Because they'll say, hey, you want to go to this new network? There's 50 people there. Well, nobody's going to go. But when you start off a company with 1 million people, I mean, there's little free things that everybody can do just by sharing that people indirectly will join OnPassive and not know that they did. You're not tricking them. You get them in, and they get to walk around this mall we call OnPassive, and all of a sudden they'll go, oh, I want that, or I want that, or I want that. And the reason I think OnPassive is going to grow so big and so fast, remember, there's a lot of marketers out there. There's the 3% that decided not to join OnPassive. They thought, well, we're not getting in. We can't make any money now. Why would we get in? Because they're not visionaries. But they're coming in because they're not going to have anywhere else to go. The difference is the guy and the woman you saw walking across the stage with a 6-foot check will be in your downline instead of above you. And that's going to happen by the thousands. Kevin Rutledge, Babyface Grandma, Melinda, you'll have people in your downline that build huge businesses, right? I mean, the problem, 14% of OnPassive, that's all it is, 14% of OnPassive in the USA. That's it. That's small. Why? Because people want now. They didn't have a vision. Yeah, I get in, but I can't make any money. No, you can. If you build a team now, you'll make money X amount, months ahead. Oh, I'm not doing that. See, I say, oh, yes, I am. And the average people here with a big heart are doing the same thing. You don't need to know squat. Some of you will wake up on launch day with hundreds, if not thousands of people in your downline and you didn't know it. And then after that, it'll grow bigger and faster and bigger and faster. But I think the future, Ash is shooting for 10 years ahead of everybody else. And he said, if I land at 5 years ahead, it's a win-win. And because he has ideas constantly, you know, you look at 4.6 billion people on the internet and look at where we can be. And look at, just get a little chunk from each company. Zoom made $139 billion last year. I'm not sure how Zoom's going to do a year from now, but I'm sure we're going to have a big chunk of that pie. That's one product. Imagine us having 50. And there's no comparison. That people want to say, yeah, but what about the competition? There's zero competition. If you take ClickFunnels or somebody else, like a funnel builder, they hold them side to side and one edges out the next one. OnPassive is not edging out anyone. OnPassive is swamping them. You can have all of this for $250 a month, or you can have Zoom. The Zoom that Ash has, the two Zoom, well, he's got 3 Zooms, but the 2 Zooms I know about are $10,000 a month. We're going to get all of it somewhere between $250 and $300 for the rest of our life. And if he adds 50 more, we don't pay any more money. So the future is unbelievable. I don't know what the future is. If I told you, I'd be lying. But I know it's bigger than everybody here is thinking. That I'll give you a guarantee. What does he say? Dream bigger. Dream bigger. He asked me a year ago, do you plan on moving to a different state or country? I'm thinking, after I got off the phone, man, this guy's a maniac. I couldn't go there. I don't think that. But dream bigger. No doubt. We're on our way to somewhere that we're on our way to Emerald City, I always say. We took the trip, we took the journey. And that's why, after talking with Milo and a few other people, you know, give a bunch of your positions away. I'm not giving a founder position to anybody that wouldn't take the journey. I'll give them a reseller position. But if you can't take the journey for 97 bucks, you're not a founder. I'll take care of anybody. Somebody's hurting, somebody needs money. I mean, that's me. But am I going to hand a founder position to my Uncle Bob who laughed for 6 months? No. That's okay, Bob. You can be a reseller, but you're not a founder. You want to be a founder, you're not a founder, you're not gonna be one. And another thing, if this is recorded, I'm going to tell everybody, the door of being a founder is closing. Right now, it's slowly closing. When it hits, it's over. You can't buy your way in, you can't get in. And for 97 bucks, you're not going to be a founder, something's wrong. You got to get in. If you don't get in, you're shooting yourself. That's the biggest mistake with OnPassive, is if you don't get in. I have no idea what the question was. But anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Wow. Yeah, so that's, you know, Lane, you can monitor the chat. You and Roger can monitor the chat if there's any other question. And I mean, if there are any questions, but it's good to have Corinne with us tonight. Well, afternoon.
Aloha, everybody, and aloha, yes. I absolutely, thank you, Marty. You know, you just said the absolute truth. And the future with OnPassive, that's my point of view, my perspective. This is only bright, full of joy, harmony, and success for everybody who is joining and operating with OnPassive, you know, for the higher good of all. So I foresee the future, and it's only bright with this excellent enterprise and movement we are in. So that's what we are creating together in united field with this OnPassive heart. And the main ingredient is love, you know that, you know, and of course the knowledge, geniality of our CEO, unseen, unmatched, supreme qualities, ever evolving ecosystem. Where have you seen that? Nowhere, and never seen. And it won't be replicated because it's unique. Sorry, I just wanted to
ahead.
emphasize.
Go ahead. Come on, Corinne, go ahead.
You know, I'm the motivator, you know that. I'm always on the focus of the light on everything, and I know the solutions are always there. And as I said, OnPassive is the power of love, okay? And if love is always the answer, as Einstein said, you have the answer. All your questions, the answer is OnPassive, because OnPassive is the answer for everybody in this new age now. In this age we are entering, in this paradigm shift, digital world is normal. It's something we are in all the time. So why don't choose the supreme solution? It's, you know, this is something, there's no doubt. This is just one answer. Yes, yes, and yes, and win, win, and win for everybody in the whole. Yes, that's it.
Oh, that's powerful. Yes, yes, and yes. Win, win, and win. That's new, correct? I think I like that. Okay, anyone who wants to make comments related to what Marty shared and Corinne saying? Also, you know, both of them are very much connected to, you know, what's happening inside OnPassive. So if you know, want to make comments?
You know, Peter, excuse me. You say everybody or we two are connected. No, we are all connected. You just have to choose to be connected. You have to choose to dive in. You have to choose yourself to take it in your heart. And when you feel it in your heart, you are there and you are identifying and empowered, because OnPassive wants to empower everybody to be responsibility, to have this responsibility to change whatever they want to change. So it's not about Marty and I and the LCs. No, we are all invited to dive in and integrate it. Please, you know, you don't project you, Peter, and everybody of us. You are responsible for your own choice. So your choice, and that you can say to your prospects too. You have the choice. You are free. We are not dragging in. We're not convincing anybody. We're just giving the choice. We are the door openers, and look and feel and decide. If you don't decide, it's okay. You're being a reseller. Everybody's going to deal with OnPassive anyways. So you have the choice to enter now as a visionary and be the lucky one, privileged, and in this excellent enterprise, or not. It's okay. Both is okay. And the next phase we are entering now, we are just getting in resonance with supreme founders, you know, the real visionaries, the ones that are real in, and they say yes for this paradigm shift. So again, yes, 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 and win, win, win.
Yes, 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 and
Hey,
win, win, win.
let me add to Corinne. Corinne is what I've even heard Ash say it. She's the peacemaker, right? And Corinne can just make you feel good. But there is a zone of OnPassive. Everyone is welcome there. And when you get in it, see, I've seen people get in OnPassive, but OnPassive isn't in them yet. And when you see that light bulb go off, you know it. Like I brought people in, they say, look, I'll get in, but I'm not sharing it. I'm not talking to anybody about it. And I just smile and go, yeah, we'll see. Under my breath, I don't say it to them. But all of a sudden, the next time you see them, where they've been with someone like Corinne or a webinar, they come back and tell you how great OnPassive is. Marty, you don't know. And I go, well, maybe not. But they don't know. I've been in that love path for a long, long time. And when you're in it, like Corinne said, it's not me. It's not, everybody's invited. Don't wait for it. You know, I see people, look, I'm not Mike Ellis. I don't want to be Mike. I'm me, Peter's Peter, Corinne's Corinne. And guess what? We're all welcome. We all have a say. We all have the same thing. And that, you know, one day when I was talking to Ash, he goes, this isn't a company, it's a movement. Things has happened that actually, look, he knew he was going to do a phenomenal job. He's a genius. Did he know where we would be right now? Absolutely not. Was he meant to be the guy to bring us to this area? Absolutely. He delivered us right into this whatever, and he's as amazed as everybody else. He really is. And he's got emotions up and down. Listen, while he's walking through crap, dodging arrows, and we walk in the sunlight and complain. But what do we all really have? You have love for each other, right? If I go to Germany, I've been to Germany. If I go to this webinar, I'm invited to the Hmong webinar tonight at 8 with Mike and Dan. I'm not worried about, oh, when I get there, they, nice people. It's OnPassive. I don't have to worry about who they are. And the nice thing is, because we're all roses, we don't have to pick the weeds out. The weeds die. A weed can't live in OnPassive. Darkness cannot live in light. You can't take a cup of darkness and say, here, and open your hand, because what happens? The light always wins. And love always wins over darkness. Now, is darkness powerful? Yeah, because some people dwell in that area and they're looking for negative. I don't talk to those people. I show them what we have, and if they're negative, I've actually talked to people, Peter, and halfway through the conversation, in my mind, I go, oh my God, I don't want to miss a founder. Now, what do you do on a three-way call, and you're talking to this gentleman for this lady, and you have to somehow convince this guy not to join? And I've done it because I knew he's not the right fit. He's not the nice person. He doesn't think with his heart, he thinks with his mind. It's all logical. OnPassive is not logical. OnPassive is a feeling. And you know what you have, and you're walking it. Look at Papua New Guinea. They got like 7,000 people now. It started with one guy. And it took 6 months. And it was little conversations about you plant a seed. But I knew when I met David the first time, he's going to make big things happen. I expected it. I didn't hope for it. I didn't wish it would happen. I expected, because I talked to David's heart, not to David's mind. I knew he had a good heart. And then when I met the Papua New Guinea people, they're one big family. Good, the bad, the ugly, they're all one big family. They all know each other. If they get something and they have a win, they share it with everybody. It's family oriented. That's how the whole culture is. And look at them now. They're amazing. But the same thing goes with OnPassive. There's no gurus here, none. It's average people. And I've seen people, and what I do when I go to different areas, I'm looking for the diamond in the rough. I'm looking for Willow. I'm looking for David Penny. I'm looking for Kevin, Babyface Grandma, Mike, Bruce, Corinne. Why? Because if some of those people that have it, that light will spread. And the more we spread it, the more powerful the company gets, because you have more people leading with their heart instead of their mind. Minds are crazy. Minds will go different areas. Love doesn't change. It doesn't care if you're black, you're ugly, fat like me. It doesn't care. There's no walls, there's no language, there's no religion. It's the heart, which we all have the same blood, same color, guarantee it. I believe that. But we all have the same thing. And when you tap that heart and your heart talks to someone else, like somebody said here, I was on the Arabic webinar the first time. I have no idea what they're saying, but I know they're talking about OnPassive. So I got a smile on my face like some kind of idiot circus monkey, and I don't even know what they're saying. But I know it's OnPassive, and I know it's great. And other people, same thing. They're all over the place. I'm in a French one, I'm in a German one, but I can see and I hear. When I was in the Arabic one, I could see the excitement. I see people's face, and you get that feeling. That feeling, you can't buy that. And we got 1 million people with that feeling. But no, I'm right with Corinne. How I explain and all, I'm not as good at it. But I'm telling you, we got something really, really special. And from the CEO down, they all know it. But it's a movement that has totally got a life of its own. I remember him talking a month ago, okay, if we hit 1 million around November, we're having 8,000 people a day join. 8,000. They can't join fast enough. What do you think is going to happen if he says the word soft launch? It's going to explode. It really is. There's people waiting on the sidelines, and now they're going, FOMO, right? They're afraid they're going to miss it. That's what you're seeing now. But no, this is beautiful. Absolutely. Old, ugly, skinny, freckles, no hair, a lot of hair. You know, and you know what I love about it? It doesn't care if you're disabled. Look at all the people that live in the shadows. That's where I want to concentrate. And people have epilepsy, people that can't hear, people that can't see. OnPassive doesn't care. It's not physical. It has heart. And there's a lot of people that live in the shadows in the world that you could bring out, and they could be very successful. Is it going to give you everything? No. But if you didn't have to think about money, it's a beautiful thing. If you just don't have to think about it. When I'm in a grocery store and I see that lady fumbled around with her card because she has to put something back, she doesn't have enough money, that'll never happen when I'm in line. Never again, as long as I live. It's a cool thing. Anyway, that, once again, I'm done. If I don't hear anybody else talk, I won't get reminded of something.
The hands raised, I think.
Marty, beautiful guy.
Wait, Peter, would you like me to?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so the first person who would like to speak is Hodaya. Hodaya, you can unmute yourself and share. Thank you.
Oh, greetings to everybody. Love what I'm hearing. A question, please. Because this is very important to, I think, to just about everybody. The OnPassive version of Zoom, will this be completely independent of, you know, what's happening now? You know, the Zoom we are using now, will OnPassive's version be independent? In other words, it will not be owned by the powers that be, the 1%. When I say the 1%, I'm talking about, yeah, the powers that be. Will we have this as an independent Zoom?
Absolutely. Zoom, you'll own Zoom, and so will 999,000 other people. It has nothing to do. This is your company. If you're a founder, it's your company. It won't be owned by the corporate world. Corporate will have nothing to do with it.
Thank you. I was trying not to say that. I'm glad you said it.
No, I
Thank
could
you.
see you were struggling around with that. Yeah, we will have no, it's a privately owned by all of us. So yeah, no corporate, no greed, no nothing. We have a CEO that has zero greed in his body. He doesn't even care about money. Some of the biggest fights or arguments he gets with the lawyers and stuff is he wants to give away too much money. No joke.
Right.
No joke.
I'm thinking of privacy. Do you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
it'll
Is
be
it
private.
privacy?
You're in OnPassive, and your privacy is that's a big deal to ask.
My
He's
goodness.
not going to sell your privacy. No.
That's amazing, because this is a money spinner. I mean, so many people will want to come on board for Zoom, and that's just one. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. And also, secondly, about currency, because, you know, we hear about the global reset, okay? And a lot of people, you know, are into cryptocurrency and all that sort of stuff. All right. When we get payment, in fact, my sponsor did answer this, but whilst I'm on, I thought I'll just ask again. All right. What about currency? Because, you know, I'm hearing so many different news about, you know, wanting to link the currency, having the chip to monitor our movements, you know, and all that we do. When we get paid, right, how will that work? Because we know the corporations, the banks are broke. So are we going to have our own bank eventually?
Well, eventually, oh my God, who knows? But in the beginning, I believe they're going to have something like what you would call O-coin. It's not a cryptocurrency, but it's a valued coin within the system. They'll base it, I believe, on US dollars. So if you live in Jamaica, you'll get paid whatever Jamaican money there is. If you live in Honduras, you'll get that pay. If you live in Japan, you'll get yen. Wherever you live, and you can take out when you want, 24/7, no limits. Your money's there, you take it out. Now, long term, this is me. I believe that someday there will be a cryptocurrency made for OnPassive that it'll have its own exchange. In other words, you could, like right now, you'll be able to take money out and put some in Bitcoin if you want. You'll be able to put some in this account, and you'll be able to put some in that account. You'll be able to put, everybody will have different places they can put their money. Now, right now, OnPassive is not a bank. That's a totally different.
Okay. Oh, right.
Totally
Okay,
different
thanks.
thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I know it's not a bank, but I'm just, asking if someday. So are you saying that we would be given a card that we could actually go to a machine and take out whatever we want to take out, provided we have?
Yeah, here's what'll happen. Each country will have their own merchant inside OnPassive, and you'll be able to pick what merchant you want. If that merchant supplies cards, you'll have a card. If that merchant says, we'll put your money on a card, they'll put it on a card. It may not be in every, yeah, I mean, whatever merchant they decide to do, that's where you do your KYC. My name is Marty DeGarmo, prove who I am. And I take this merchant account and they say, all right, we can give your money directly to your bank, or you can put it here, you can put it there. If you do go through here, we'll have a debit card. Now, I don't know exactly if they're going to do that, but I'm telling you that the opening, it'll be there eventually. And I believe eventually there'll be cryptocurrency, because cryptocurrency is so secure. Will it be Bitcoin? It doesn't have to be. It could be Oakcoin.
Well, I hope it's not, because we have to get back to common law where real money is gold and or silver. No,
100%. In 1973, the United States, for some stupid reason, decided to not back money by gold.
Well, it was Nixon in 1971, actually.
That's right.
But
I didn't know what year exactly.
Yes, it started from 1933. But in 1971, Nixon, we know what he did. He even got the ordinary people to dispose of their gold. Now, what happened to all that gold? So I'm just saying, we know that real money is gold or silver, right? Yeah. But as long as we can get access, is the control that I think we need to be, rushing away from.
Yeah. And for me, part of my withdrawal will be gold. I will put it into gold, and I'm already looking at places out there where you can buy gold.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt, gold is not going anywhere. Neither is silver.
Thank you so much.
And
that's
land.
Too good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And also land.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything that is really tangible. I thank you so much for answering these questions, because, it's a matter of developing confidence. I've got a great upline, but I'm always so busy, that you said, you need to take time out to just come and listen, So yes, I'm glad about the Zoom, because that can be sold to so many organizations, individuals, etc. That's amazing.
Like Facebook sells our emails and our info to other companies.
Third parties.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. May I compliment here, Hodaya, something, regarding our video conference tool from OnPassive. I just like to remind everybody, we have the Supreme tools with the best price too, as Marty said, we are paying, or Ash is paying lots of dollars monthly for the Zoom we need now we are using. So what is the difference? There is a huge difference, not only in quality, not only for the founders and the users, it's in no limit, no limit with the same price and better quality. So forget about Zoom and everything. If you want to gain confidence, listen to your heart, listen to this, yes, and that Ash and his tech team and everybody participating is always doing their best to get the best quality. And you know what? They're all related to the whole ecosystem. So yes, they're all standalone, independent, and divinely orchestrated through the OnPassive culture, lifestyle, everything under one umbrella. That's the exclusivity. You just give your address once, you have the privacy. If you decide so, you know, the rest you can do yourself. And it's all under one umbrella. That's the big thing, which is so
No, that's incredible.
You know?
It's
Yes,
so
you know?
comforting to know this, so comforting, because we're
Absolutely.
so tired of what these guys are doing, you know.
Yes, and
Really
you know, the
sick and
past,
tired of it.
listen, and the past is the past. We are in the power of
Yes.
the now. And Ash is always in advance, minimum 5 years. So don't rely on the past, Nixon and everything. These are all paradigm shifts. We are in the power of the now, and we are getting out of the momentum always the best solution. So you can be so confident that you always are going to achieve and have the best solution. And if there's none, Ash is going to invent it for you. You know?
It's incredible, the belief
Yes.
that you all have. It's
That's
really,
it.
yeah.
That's it. So it's
Yes.
it's incredible. And now you turn around and say, I believe it. It's credible. It's more than credible.
Yes,
and it's
yes.
magnificent. And I'm grateful, you know, and be confident that everything with coins, with everything, there is going to be a solution. You know why? Because Ash and his family, they want the best for themselves and for us too. So
Yes,
there,
yes.
it is the
No, that's
genius.
wonderful.
Yes, you know,
That's
just
wonderful.
reminding you, relax, and look at the moment of the now, feel that we are divinely, you know, aligned, and it's everything is done for you all the time.
That's wonderful. Thank you. As I said, I want to say thank you as well, whilst I'm on, to my sponsor, Olukandi, because he was in this from the get-go, and he kept on telling me, Hodaya, you need to join. And yes, so he stayed absolutely dedicated and loyal. But I'm glad to hear as well. It's not that I didn't believe him, but I'm hearing, you know, absolutely here on this Zoom that this is going to be independent, you know, because I'm tired of what's happening, the atrocities that these,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So empowerment is the word.
Very
you know?
much.
Get empowered. Exactly.
Thank you very much indeed.
Sorry.
Okay, bye now, bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Corinne, and thank you for Hodaya. We share your enthusiasm and excitement, and we do believe, like Ash Mufarah said, OnPassive has no competition. This is how special our products are and how awesome our company is. So we definitely agree with your sentiment, Hodaya and Corinne. Thank you so much. We have, in the interest of time, let's go ahead and have more people comment and ask. Our next person up is Willow Griffith.
Hello, everybody. I am so pleased to be here. How do you follow someone like Marty and Corinne? I don't know. But, and I'm a little quirky, and I'm an old lady, and I'm opinionated, and I'm smart. So when I started, and I met Ash Mufarah, he absolutely blew my old socks off my feet. I said, oh my God, this man is soul driven. And I'm like Corinne, I am a person that is a motivator. I believe in the principle of we all belong to each other. We're all part of each other. Each of us have a piece of God that shines like a diamond. And so I am a motivator. However, I know a good thing when I see it. I'm not stupid. I've worked in corporate America. I've worked driving the truck. We used to have a terrible saying. I can't say it on air, but I tell you, I've been down in the trenches working. I was a correctional counselor for the state of California. I worked for the Department of Defense. I haven't yet in all my life, and my husband's been on the internet, he plays on the internet, he gets in all these things. And I said, I'm not getting in anything like that. And I refused to get in for a long time until I met Ash. And I knew I found my home. I wanted to take care of my children. I wanted to take care of my clients that are doing without. I didn't want to have to charge a dime for what they were asking me for. And I never could afford to do that. You know, you had to make a living. And so you charge money for your conferences. As a psychologist, when I retired from being a psychologist, I had to continue working the way our economy was. So one of the things I think is key to this movement that Marty talks about is this connectability. We are connected heart to heart across the world. And I've never met an organization, I belong to many, and that has accomplished that. And it's all because of the spirit of this man that took us all into his heart. He's a phenomenon, you know, and I recognize genius, like Marty said, when you see it. His mind works so fast that you cannot keep up. And I just say, I turn into a blubber, an idiot whenever he talks to me, you know, and I've got a few degrees behind me. But most of all, when we talk about, like our sweet Corinne said, and Marty talked about, Connect, and Hodiah asked, are we going to have privacy that we don't have with Zoom? I have clients, I have to use Zoom because there's nothing else out there. And when Ash introduced Connect, I like to jump and sing because we need it so badly. Zoom has its downfall. I'm telling you, it is not safe in a lot of ways. Our privacy is not safe there. But Connect is a marvelous product that's going to, it's in every place, it's connectable to every other product too. It's integrated so well that we can use it with all of the products. It is so fantastic in O Academy, connects to O Academy. We can use that Zoom and we can have 10,000 people online with us and there's no limits. You try that with Zoom, it costs me a fortune. I do all of my business with my clients on Zoom. And they're coming to me and they're saying, Willow, I don't like Zoom. I don't like being on there. And so you have to scramble and try to figure out that used to be, we would use other, you know, vehicles to have conversation one-on-one between people. And an interviewing, you know, platform, Connect's gonna eat Zoom for lunch. Let me tell you, there's not gonna be any competition. My daughter has
Definitely. Willow, thank you for sharing. It's only because our webinar is not a 2-hour webinar. It's
okay,
time limited. But I do
wanted to share.
I concur with you about Connect. It's a definite game changer. We expect multiple millions, maybe hundreds of millions to come to us just for Connect alone. So thank you for sharing the strengths of Connect. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Thank you, Willow. Next, we have Ronald James. Try to keep your comments to a few minutes because we have some time limitations here. All right, go ahead and speak, Ronald.
Yes, no problem. Good morning to everybody. I just want to say good morning and thank you for the opportunity. I'm just in all of what we at right now, opportunity that we have. Marty was preaching up what I was going to say. He said it all. Corinne said a lot of stuff that I wanted to say. I'm just going to say right now, don't let negative people come to your life and tell you things about this business, about what's not and all that, because guess what? Haters can't shine. They spend too much time trying to talk about negative stuff. Let yourself and the people that in your organization be the driving force that brings you to success. And I just want to thank you all for the opportunity. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ronald. Yes, we do all want to keep a positive mindset. And we now have Dr. Derek. You have the floor, Dr. Derek. Welcome. unmute yourself, Dr. Derek.
Okay, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to everyone. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Marty, thank you very much for all of that. That was really a mouthful of yeah, and that's why and thank you very much, Lynn, for allowing me to speak. And that is why we have to understand that being a founder, it's something that has never happened before. Being a founder of a company, that it's opened the doors for us to be founders. Because normally a business, you know, 2 founders, 1 founders, 3 founders with Apple, you know, etc., etc. You normally don't have this vast amount of founders, and so most of us don't know exactly who are founders, and that is a problem. We don't know who are founders. Founders are leaders. We have leadership potential, the ability to manage a team and encourage and motivate those around us to always strive for more. A leader, sorry, a leader is a person, a founder is a person who is a fast learner, quick thinker, capacity to grasp new concept quickly. I'm just giving you some quick examples. A founder is humble, recognize that they do not know it all, and effectively seek help and guidance when needed. A founder is a person who drive and discipline, have a strong passion for the work and the company. And a founder is a person who has technical or domain expertise, subject matter expert, encompassing previously experience and knowledge from the field. And so when you combine these attributes of a founder, you recognize that founders are a person who leads. And so you need to be leaders of your own business, because this is something that many founders don't understand, that this is your business under the umbrella of OnPassive, but it's your own business. Let us understand that we need to manage our business. Even though OnPassive is taking care of everything, we still need to be managers of our business. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. And I believe the founders of OnPassive have the attributes you just discussed. We are a very elite group, visionaries, and blessed beyond words to be an OnPassive, as I would say. So at this time, Marty, did you want to say anything before we wrap up? Marty DeGarmo?
I think I talked enough, but thanks everybody. I was glad to be here, and I love OnPassive. I love the people in OnPassive. And OnPassive is the people, and without it, we're nothing. So yeah, I love the people. I love doing this. Somebody said, "Well, you never sleep?" Not a lot, but I will after launch. There's always time to sleep later. I love working with the people. It's a great business. And like Derek said, this is your business. This is our business, all of us. And you don't have to be somebody else. Be you. Be the best you can be, right? There's a lot to do. There's little things you can do to create this massive thing we call OnPassive. So, but thank you very much for inviting me. And I had a good time, because usually I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning with other people. So getting up wasn't the easiest thing, but I feel good. I'm all energized and ready to go. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Marty. And at this time, Peter, our host, would you like to say a few words, Peter?
Yeah, thank you very much, Marty, and thank you very much, Corinne. It's really, really inspiring, and of course, Dr. Derek, for adding that, finishing touch to really encourage us to really grasp hold of OnPassive. And, you know, we have this saying that we all need to understand and take a hold of. We are in it to win it, you know? And I think Ash has said it again and again, and you are the brand, we are the brand, right? You are the hero, we are the heroes. So let's see ourselves as winners, not losers, like not negative, but winners. And, you know, success is 100% guaranteed, right? From day one, that's the language I begin to understand. And so you are in a very, very unique position in history. Timing is everything, and we are in the right timing. Changes are taking place, you know, in our society, in a whole, you know, whole world, and everything is going into digital. So welcome to OnPassive if you're new. If you're sitting on the fence, you know, haven't really decided what to do and been doubtful or sitting down, been negative and complaining, take that off and put on a new hat, all right? Because we are on the finishing line. We're already right in the finishing line. So, yeah, so thank you all for joining. And we have this every Monday. We will be having Suzanne, right there, Suzanne from Canada. Next Monday, she'll be our guest. So we're looking forward for a very good webinar next week. So thank you all for joining. And I think that's all I have, Lynn.
Great. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. And as Peter said, Old Perspective is every Monday at this time. So spread the word, because we believe this particular webinar provides a lot of value to both founders as well as guests. So we are hoping that you'll come back as regulars. Come make it a part of your weekly schedule. Come back every Monday and gain what you can from this webinar. We thank you for your time and your focus. And we hope you gain something special from our awesome speaker, Marty DeGarmo. Thank you, everyone. You can unmute and say aloha, bye-bye to one another. Thank you.
Enjoy your day. God bless.
Bye-bye,
God
bless you
all.
Take care. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bless you guys.
Thank
Have a good
you.
day. Thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you,
day.
Marty.
Thank you, Tony.
Yes.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you for everything. We are in it to win it.
Winning to win it.
So